After a crazy midweek, Rangers crash out the Europa League, Aberdeen edge closer to relegation, and Hibs blow a lead against Ross County. We are here with the midweek disaster show. It's not really the midweek disaster show because that's already been and went, but Brendan Rodgers has been talking ahead of potentially a disaster weekend for some clubs. Not saying it's going to be a disaster weekend for Celtic. At home to St Johnstone, you would expect them to get the job done. There is a bit of injury news update, and of course, guys, if you want to see an SPFL preview show, then you stay tuned to this channel later on tonight and you will get it. And of course, I believe there is a Friday game on tonight because there's always a Friday game on, and I'm actually going to check what that is right now. So I'm looking forward. What is it? Who's it going to be? How is it going to be? As Michael O'Neill says, he's not giving the Aberdeen link much thought. So there you have it. Fair enough there. It's Dunfermline against Dundee United tonight at 7:45. That is quite a big game. You can't deny it. That is quite a big game there between those two. Dundee United, Dunfermline. Are they going to lie down in the Fife Derby? Well, for the Fife Derby to help Dundee United against Raith Rovers. Who knows? But Brendan Rodgers says he's feeling good. We'll assess it for the Livingston game when we get back. So yeah, he said Callum McGregor's about 7 to 10 days away. Returning for injury, which obviously that's what Celtic fans want to hear. Maybe not what I want to hear being a Rangers fan, but here Cal McGregor's not been that good this season. He did also come out and say that injuries have probably been one of the biggest things at Celtic this season. But here, you know, it's tit for tat. Rangers have had injuries, Celtic have had injuries. We've both had them quite bad. Fucking every end of the pitch. It's like, see for Rangers, like you actually almost forget that Danilo exists, right? See at Celtic, you probably forget that even Rio Watati exists. There's just certain players that have literally missed all season. Like Danilo's been missed. He missed a decent portion, came back for a wee bit, then he's been out since December. Hatati, similar there. Carter Vickers, again, not as much as Hatati, but it has been hit and miss in that regard. So yeah, for Callum McGregor, it looks like he'll be back. So Celtic, you know, their next two games, of course, at home to St Johnstone, away to Livy, favourable games. But I guess what you could say is Livingston gave them a pretty close game last week in the Cup when the Celtic won 4-2, and you would expect Livy to put up a bit more of a fighting chance at home on their plastic disaster of a park. But Brendan Rodgers also gave some more team news, and that is about Liam Scales, and he will miss the trip. Well, I say the trip, it's this trip of St Johnstone who's having to go down to Celtic Park. So, yeah. Not good for that. So what's that going to mean in that regard? Also, Luis Palma also out. So those two are out. Cal McGregor, of course, out. Naraki is out. Rio Watati will still be out. But who's going to play centre back? I mean, Carter Vickers will play. Will it be Carter Vickers and Stephen Welsh? With Stephen Welsh, like you're always running a risk. Lagerbielke. I actually just don't get it with Rodgers though. Like when Naraki and Lagerbielke, like what have they done that's so much worse than other players that have been getting picked in the centre back position, especially with the likes of Stephen Welsh? Just don't really get it. Now he was talking about Daniel Kelly. He says, I read somewhere the other week I was actually being criticised for bringing a young player into the team, which I found incredible. I put Daniel on against Hearts and it was supposedly not what I should have done, but thankfully I look after the short and the longer term of the club, and that's bringing young players in to develop, to improve, to give them that experience and hopefully become better players. He also said regarding Rangers, of course, who are away to Dundee on the Sunday, he says there's just really a focus on the game itself to perform well. Whatever the result of that is, we'll finish where we are for the international break from Sunday. There's no other focus other than that. So yeah, I mean, we're all pretty much fully expecting Celtic to go top of the league on Saturday, because if they don't, that means they drew or get beat, which I just don't think is going to happen, man. St Johnstone are pretty pish. Celtic, yeah, you know, it'll probably be a struggle, right? It'll probably be a struggle, and that will be it. I think they'll win. I'm not expecting Celtic to go and absolutely blow St Johnstone away. They'll probably win like 2-0. They might score early and then it'll take them about 75 minutes to get the second one. Or maybe they'll turn up at home for once. I'm not too sure, guys. But anyway, leave your thoughts down below. And until next time, that's where Fog Football is signing out.